Hello and welcome one more time to my YouTube channel. You already know your host. My name is Thompson, and this time, like I promised in my last video, I want to bring you into the folk fully. That is to say, I mentioned that I'm going to be sharing with you in details how you can go through from start to finish what you need to get yourself equipped with before you can start off. That is the purpose of this video. I know if you have been following the channel and you've watched other videos, you would have noticed one thing that is synonymous with every moment that I share with you every month, the progress using the 17K strategy. That thing is this, that you would have noticed that I make the entire process of wealth creation and multiplication seem very, very effortless and seamless. It is very, very important that you should stick with this video because the content of this video will not be repeated in any other video. This also might be one of the videos that you'll be seeing which might look like the last on the page concerning the 17K strategy. This is not because the 17K strategy is going out of mainstream or that we are not continuously investing every day as we have been doing for the past 7 months. This is the 8th month. But I have other obligations which requires my energy, time-wise, economically also, and I will not be able to be consistently sharing this. But the investment progress is still on. So watch to the end of this video and enjoy every bit of the information that will be shared. And having listened, do your own research, and hopefully you can teach it to other people too. Well, it is completely none of my concern if you have been following the page or not, if you like the content or not, if you turn on your notification, if you check back and learned anything from the videos. It doesn't really bother me. You know, the last match, uh, the World Cup match the tournament that is on recently that Nigeria played, and I didn't watch the match actually. So after everything, it turned out that Nigeria lost. And my friend, whom is a football fanatic, posted it and was laughing and all that, and was hailing the other country that they should, oh, go on, yes, our release to the World Cup. So I'm bringing this up because I responded to my friend and I told him that I am that one person that do not compromise when it comes to learning from experience. I learn very quickly, you see, and well, that is relative anyways. I'm not being absolute with that statement. Yes, it's relative, but I learn very quickly. And I told him that when I was in, when he was also an old, colleague back in school. I told him back in school, there is a lesson that I learned. Nigeria was playing another country, and I was so emotional. Like I was hoping that my country is going to win, and it turned out that they lost. I was so heartbroken. As a matter of fact, I cried that night, and ever since then, I rarely turn on the TV if it is a country football match. The Super Eagles failed me that long time ago, and over the years, they are still here and there. So I reminded him that after that heartbreak of the past, I rarely watch, country football match. So the point that I'm trying to make is this. This video might be a little long, but bear with me. To learn from experience is to start all over with something else as a product of the experience, or go through as a product of the experience. The purpose of this video is to remind myself sometime in the future, when I'll be looking at the portfolio and seeing how far I have gone, even without having continuously made the monthly uh, video of always reminding myself and encouraging myself that you got this, you got this, that I have fundamentally equipped myself with enough courage and I've learned from experience, which is it is completely unnecessary for me to continuously be making these videos. So if you are smart and you're wise, you go back and check the other videos. And like I said, the content of this video is for me to explain how you can begin from start to finish to set yourself up with every tool that is necessary, how you can register on these websites, fund your accounts, you know, exchange your currencies, make the choice of the stock that you want to put the money into, and finally go ahead and let the entire thing work itself out every day or every month according to the instructions that you've given to it. I am going to start off by letting you in on the biggest problems that you're going to encounter doing this. There is this saying by professionals that you do not start a business objectively because you want to make money. That is the beginning of the business failing. That you started a company, you started an invention, you picked up a duty primarily because you want to make money out of it. There should be a greater drive than the sole purpose of making money. Of course, eventually money is going to come. You see, there is no business plan or idea that is complete before the kickoff. It is true that I didn't know everything before I started. I knew just well enough that it is going to work. The conviction, the conviction is there, but I had good enough, fundamental knowledge, technical knowledge, and many trials that have failed, of which I didn't give up, that yes, this thing is going to work. I was not convinced that it is going to make money. You see, is that the idea is going to work in the manner that it will be scalable, that you will find the courage within the idea as you kick off that it is going to scale. You will find new ways or new reasons to continuously do it. That was my drive. And since I've started, I have discovered numerous other things that I never knew before I started. Although I had the drive before I started, I had enough knowledge before I started, but I didn't know everything. Not all the knowledge that I have now was available to me before I started. So, yes, the first problem that you will encounter investing using the 17K strategy is starting off with the sole primary goal to make money off of it. If that is the reason why you admire what I do, you have already set yourself up to fail. The second problem that you're going to encounter while you try to go into investing using the 17K strategy is the problem of not having a good capital structure. That is to say, you do not have your capital inflow, your finance, the structure of your finance, the balance, that which you need to live on, miscellaneous, which you need for emergency, occasions or events, and the money which you primarily set aside to invest. I just mentioned three structures: the money that you're going to live off, the miscellaneous money that you will need for emergency purpose, and then the money that you set aside for investing. If you don't have these three structures or these three factors considered and the financial structure in place, you will eventually fail. It will just, maybe you might last 3 months, 4 months, max. You might not even get up to 4 months. You will just go on crashing and just maybe sell off your investment and you hope to start over again, or you hope to start some other time. But do not, this number two, problem is supposed to be the first problem. Yes, your financial structure should be in place. That is the second problem you will encounter investing using the 17K strategy. The third problem that you will encounter joining the part of the 17K strategy is the problem of FOMO. We call it FOMO, FOMO, the fear of missing out. The tendencies that you're already investing, or you already made a choice of stock that you're putting your money into. But maybe a friend, or maybe you went on to the market, which is the market where you make your research for stock, and you find out that a particular stock is being hyped or skyrocketing, or is being prepared, or the news is good about the stock. And instead of you sticking with what you know, then the fear of missing out steps in, and you want to distribute some money since you have spare cash, because ideally you already have the money that you spared for the sake of this particular investment, the 17K strategy plan. That one is what is feeding the entire structure, which you already have planned out, that is running daily or monthly. But just because of this new discovery that a new stock is going to be this in the next few hours, next few months, and all of that, either by a friend or by your own callousness, you went ahead and put the money that is meant for the one that which you already made great research before you started putting your money into it, the money that you dish out or spared, ideally for that one, you went and put part of it into the other one. Never made that mistake. Do not make a mistake of putting money that you already have set out for practicing the 17K strategy into some other investment just because of what the news is saying or what a friend is saying. You're setting yourself up for failure. The fourth problem that you're going to encounter, joining the path of becoming financially free using the 17K strategy, is the problem of lust. Lust sometimes is self-inflicted, and sometimes it's external, maybe friends, relationships, and all that could engineer lust, but never fall for it. You see, you don't sell your investment or take the money that is meant for the plan which you have to become financially free. You don't take it out and spend it on lust. That does not show a great amount of discipline. You are disappointing your future. The lust which you feed today, you will regret tomorrow eventually. And I've come to understand that no matter how many people you listen to, the person that you will listen to when you are not listening to anybody is the person that can teach you how to be disciplined. So, in order to bring forth in no long time the financial freedom which you aim at and you're looking forward to achieving, never feed your lust at the expense of your future or your financial freedom. The fifth problem and the final problem that you will encounter journeying the path of becoming financially free using the 17K strategy is the problem of ITK, I too know, or overconfidence. Do your research. Exhaust yourself in the research. Wait. The information that I'm passing to you in this video, which is the entire process of setting yourself up until you are now hopefully seeing what you're practicing work miracles for you. The entire thing requires time, effort, discipline, attention, review, patience. You see, just don't leap. Take your time, all right? And don't be overconfident. Yes, I may not always be here to tell you what to do because that is not my responsibility. That is why I'm, emphasizing on if you do just enough research, if you have enough list of the reasons why you should take that particular step or make that particular decision, then how it will turn out will not bother you. Be the one person that is known for making a very long list of why you should even take that decision at all. List your whys out and exhaust them. Research so that when you finally take the decision, you are relaxed. You're not worried. And this also concerns the area where the structure of the places where you will be putting your money into. It has a system that the system feeds your investment into the stock by itself daily. So my concern with being overconfident or saying that don't use I too know is that sometimes you may say, I want to be the one to be buying the investment myself daily. That I'm going to time myself that 2 p.m. daily, I'll be the one, 2 p.m. once my alarm rings, I'll go onto the market and go ahead and buy it by myself daily. No. I mean, I'm telling you that you should not try it like that. Since the system has a structure that with the push of a button, having put your money on there, you can sum up the entire money that you'll be investing for a whole week and put it onto the system. And the system takes the money daily by itself at the specific hour that you have set up for the system to do it. So now you have enough time, not being worried about alarm ringing and you maybe getting, being busy with other stuff and trying to make sure that you keep up with it. No. Let the system do the job and spend that other time of trying to be attentive or doing I too know or trying to be, if you are a pro, then you should follow the structure since you have already exhausted every research about the stock that you're putting your money into. So that is the fifth problem and the final problem. Don't do I too know. Don't be overconfident. Have a great list, enough reasons why you must make a particular decision before you do it. And if you exhaust your list of why you should do it and you're satisfied, how it turns out will not be your problem. Now, here is the point where I say, if you have seen the video all the way to this point, hit the like button and share because somebody may also learn something from this video. Most definitely. I'm sure about that. So hit the like button and share. Thank you. Well, the first thing that you would have to do to prepare yourself, I've already told you the problems that you will encounter and you should do your best to avoid before you start. The first thing you will do I'm just going to be very, very simple. So some of you who are seeing this might be starters, some of you might be amateurs, some of you might be pros. Some of you might be parents, some of you might be high school students, or it doesn't really matter. What I'm sharing with you, since I'm going to also drop one of the stocks that you can buy, it is something that I'm confident that if you've already taken care of those cons, which I mentioned previously, these ones, what you would do with this information that I'm about to give you right now, I back you up. All right, it wouldn't be a problem. So there are 4 applications that you would download. Download investing.com. With investing.com, you should be able to research the stock that I'm giving you today and also research other stocks. Even if you don't pick the one that I'm giving to you, you should be able to research other stocks through investing.com and also know the current news about any stock that you're deciding to put your money into. So download investing.com, download Bybit, the cryptocurrency application or exchange rather. Download Remitano. Remitano is also a cryptocurrency exchange. Lastly, download Binance. Binance is also a cryptocurrency exchange. So I've mentioned 3 cryptocurrency exchange and 1 research hub. Investing.com, Binance, Remitano, and Bybit. So I'm going to use one of the exchange to explain how you move your finance, and another of the exchange to explain how you put your money onto it, and the choice, how you pick the choice of stock, and how you diversify or give the instruction to the bot for it to continue to do the entire magic for you. So the first one that I'll be explaining, or the choice that I'm picking today, is Remitano. Depending on where you live, it might also affect which of the exchanges that would work for you. But from where I'm shooting the video from, I'm making the choice to use Remitano to do the explanation. But this particular explanation that I'm doing with Remitano, the purpose of the use, it can also work for Bybit. You don't use Binance for this particular purpose. Binance purpose is different. It's the final stop. The purpose for this Remitano that I'm about to explain also works for Bybit, but I'm using Remitano to do the explaining. So on Remitano, after downloading it, register with your information necessarily. You cannot register with any other person's information since it does KYC, which is a know your customer. Register on Remitano and send the equivalent of the currency that you're using. Send it onto the exchange. After sending the currency onto the exchange, sometimes you can send it via a peer-to-peer, system, but I advise that you send always using the Remitano suggestion, because Remitano itself as an exchange has an internal trading system where they suggest for you that you should use their own system to receive your funds instead of using a P2P. So me, over the years, I always use the Remitano system to receive, because when you use a P2P, there are some charges that comes with the P2P system. Although it's advisable sometimes, you can use that. Having taken care of the cons that I mentioned earlier, at this point that you are downloading all these applications, which will enable you to have access to the range of assets that you're going to put your money into, by this time you would have decided that you should have decided how much you're investing and for what period you're starting off with. So if, for instance, you've decided that you're starting off with 100,000, 30 days period, send that 100,000 onto the exchange, Remitano. Go to the place where it says you should exchange or convert that 100,000 to USDT. After converting the 100,000 into USDT, next, move on to Binance. Register on Binance, put in your information and everything just as it requires. Do the KYC as is necessary. After the KYC is already authenticated and it says that you're ready to start doing business with them, go to your wallet. Go to where it says deposit. Hit on deposit. Go to where you find maybe what choice of cryptocurrency would you like to deposit, and hit on USDT. Now, it is very important for you to know the network of sending this your funds between the exchanges. So I advise that if you're sending between this your Remitano and Binance, you can use BEP20. It transacts at a very, very low percentage of the amount that you're willing to send, which is it does not take so much of the percentage of the amount that you're sending compared to maybe if you were sending on any other network. Or you can also use Tron. Tron exchange or transaction cost is very low. Over the years, I've used Tron the most. The choice that you want to use in sending the token from, Remitano to Binance. On Binance, where you're picking the wallet address of the USDT that you're going to receive the token into, pick the one that is written in BEP20. So after copying the address from Binance, now click to send the USDT from Remitano to Binance. But at this point, Remitano is going to ask you, what network are you sending to? Then you pick the choice of network. And they ask you for the wallet address. You put in the wallet address. Sometimes they might not ask you for the network. They might just show you where you should put in wallet address. When you put the wallet address, it prompts which of the network you can pick the network. Or sometimes also it can just identify the network that you're sending to. Now, put in the wallet address, pick the network that you're sending to, and how much are you sending from Remitano to Binance? You will see the area where it says maximum. Enter by yourself. There is a space where you can enter the entire amount that you have on Remitano. Enter the entire amount and send it off to Binance. Now, this may take maybe a few minutes, between 5 and maximum of 10 minutes of exchange, because it's a network. So, the network has a lot of people verifying transactions. So you have to wait, let the network verify the transaction, and eventually you will receive a notification from Binance, either in your email or maybe a prompt notification, according to how you turn on your telephone notifications. Or you can just go on Binance after 10 minutes, you'll find that the USDT have arrived on your Binance. At this point, you should already be rejoicing because you are about to make the best, decision. I hope so, of your life. Reason why I said I hope so is because it is very, very important that the first part of this video where I mentioned the cons of what the mistakes that you would do that would not make this thing to work. So if you have taken care of those cons, then at this point, I am certain that you are not making any mistake at all. Now, go ahead on Binance. You find your deposit is available. Now you're ready to invest. Congratulations. Now that you have your money on your Binance, at the top left of the screen of your telephone, you'll find 3 lines. Hit on those 3 lines and you should find the option that is called convert. Hit on that convert option and you find the interface for you to make a conversion. Don't do anything. Look for the option where it says reoccurring. There are 3 options. There is the first one, there is reoccurring, and then there is limit. Hit on reoccurring. At reoccurring, this is where you're going to now put in the way you want your investment to be taken, or the instructions that you want the algorithm to follow every day or every week according to your investment decision. So in this reoccurring, you will find that the first option there should be, if it is not USDT, change it to USDT, because you're converting from USDT to the other stock, which I am going to mention now. The other place you might find BTC there. Now click on it, change the place where it says BTC to BNB. Yes, BNB is the a token of the Binance cryptocurrency or exchange real estate. So hit on BNB and choose BNB as the option or the stock where that you are changing your USDT into. Originally, the equivalent of your USDT of 100,000 which you bought from Remitano should be around $68. But since it costs you to exchange money from Naira to dollars, and now also it costs you a few pennies to move the funds from Remitano to Binance. So instead of the exact $68, you should be getting a little bit, maybe less, maybe like $60 or a little over $60. But to make sure that you get exactly the $68, if that is the budget that you really want to work with, you can send more than 100 and maybe more than 100,000, like maybe 110,000, so that the 10,000 serves as the cost of the entire fees between converting the Naira to the USDT and also moving the USDT to Binance. So the 10,000 can cover all that cost, which enables you to still retain your original, investment amount. So let us say, for the sake of that, we actually had exactly $68 on Binance right now. Here you find USDT. You would have to enter in that place. Maybe let's say you have divided $68 divided by 30 days. You should get maybe around $2.2 or thereabouts, 2 point something dollars or thereabouts. Now, enter $2.2 or 2 point something dollars in the space where you find the USDT. The next is this. Below where BNB is, you find the duration of the reoccurring. How would you want the purchase to be made by the algorithm? Is it daily or maybe every 2 days or weekly? You can click on that place. You would give it the instruction. For me, usually I do daily. I've been doing daily. So if yours is daily, since you're starting off 30 days trial, yeah, choose daily. And where it says daily, after choosing daily, right there, also it is going to request that what time of the day do you want the algorithm to buy your $2.2 USDT worth of BNB. So you pick the time also. I'll suggest for you that you should use the US time of maybe when their time should be around 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. So let's say between 3 and 4 p.m. our time, wherever the country is that you're doing this from, just try to use the time that is around 8, between 8 and 9 a.m. New York time, and create plan. As soon as you create plan, you can go to bed or go and do whatsoever that you want to do with your life in the next 30 days, and come back that your investment has been purchasing by itself. And in 30 days, you come back and find out that your investment, the money that you budgeted for the investment is exhausted. Now, what you find out is that the amount that you have invested so far between these 30 days should have been greater than the initial capital that you invested. I've explained in my previous videos the process, how the market assists you to make this excess profit, without you even stressing or, moving a nerve. So, the market by itself, as it is buying, the intervals between when the market is fluctuating on a daily basis or hourly basis, as you have already set up the giving it the instruction and the algorithm is doing it, in the intervals that the market is doing all the fluctuations, it is buying for you. So whether the market is low, it buys. If it is high, it buys, and it does it over and over. So the periods between when this fluctuation is going on, you are making excess profit. And luckily for you that I'm certain that the worth of BNB is still going to go up even 100% in the next 5 years. So if you're consistent, if you followed the entire process which I've explained to you, you should find yourself on the green side of wealth creation, using the 17K strategy. If there is more to this, it would be the research which you, as the sole, investor, the person whom is going to spend their money to make this investment. If there is anything else that I have not said in this video, it is that research that you are going to do to gain more knowledge in various aspects and teach yourself also to be certain of what I have said. And then, so that when you decide and you go ahead and practice this, the joy and the glory will not be going to anybody, but to yourself, for being bold enough, not just by following some instruction that you found on the internet, but by being guided, to discover what you already know that you can do, but you have been neglecting. You just needed a little bit of a push. And I hope that this video or this discourse have given you that push. I wish you the best on this journey, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Have a very pleasant life. Do good with this information and pass it on.